Shalom, Israel. It's your boy New Breed coming through with another live stream. That's right, we going live and direct. I'm just waiting for YouTube to send those notifications out. Yo, before the Apocalypse TV, I'm glad you in here, family. We got a real imperative topic today. We're going to expose some things. What's good, Julian? We got Skills HDX in here. Patrick Brown's in here. D's in here. Jamie Bradley. You know how we do. We go into the facts. On this channel, we don't deal with conspiracies. We deal with straight up facts. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to talk about the facts. And it's important, anytime you're speaking about gang stalking, to speak from a factual standpoint. All right? No theories, no paranoia, no lies, no innuendos, no rumors. Straight up facts. And that's what we're going to get on today. Janet Jones, how are you? LSJ was good. Prince Clover. I'm glad y'all catching another live stream. As you come into this live, make sure you hit the thumbs up. These are the type of videos that promote lots of awareness. Okay? And that's what we want to do. We want it to be known what's going on here in the world that we live in. Because believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there are weaponized people walking around. We're talking about human weapons. And these people, they are likened to Manchurian candidates. They are likened to Manchurian candidates. For those who are not familiar with what a Manchurian candidate is, I recommend that you watch the movie Manchurian Candidate. It has a lot of insight in it. If you can, when you get off of this particular live stream, you should check that movie out. Julian, I'm glad you share the videos. We need everyone to share the videos on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everywhere. Revive is called Manchurian Candidate. Manchurian, yep. It shows how people are weaponized, how people are used through the MK Ultra program to be weaponized. Psychotherapy. It speaks about the manipulation program of the psyche, how the government structure is able to make people bend towards their will to do their dirt. That's what it's speaking on. But it gets a little bit deeper than that. Let's stick to the facts. That's a movie. But there are facts also backing that movie. All you got to do is do your research. The information is out there. But once you do the research, don't just throw it away because it's in mainstream research. Utilize it. See, the devil's telling you the truth right in your face. That's just how it goes. Now, for those who are not familiar with what gang stalking is, gang stalking is an umbrella term. It's describing a series of techniques that's utilized by a group to instill mental instability. It's utilized by a group. These are techniques they use to make someone mentally unstable within a victim with the intent to discredit, with the intent to sabotage, harass, extort, or even drive a victim to suicide. That's what gang stalking is. Now, it's used to cause mental instability. So there's something key that we need to learn. Now, I know there are people subscribed to this channel who have experienced gang stalking. Let me explain this to you. Their whole job is to create mental instability. They want to discredit you, sabotage you. Now, I want y'all to look at it like this. I've been watching a lot of videos floating around social media of brothers and sisters who have struggled with gang stalking, neighborhood mobbing, harassment, being followed on the freeway, being followed through their neighborhoods. Now, one thing that you got to be sure to do is to make sure that you don't discredit yourself or seem to be mentally unstable. You cannot make yourself seem to be mentally unstable. Now, if you're posting videos online, you're showing random cars on the freeway, you claiming that you're being followed, which I believe you're being followed personally, or I would not put it past the powers that be. I wouldn't put it past humanized weapons. But when you record a video, you make that video public domain, that will be used against you. Listen to what I'm telling you. You recording people following you will be used against you. You need to understand that, because the idea is to make you seem to be mentally unstable, to discredit you. So if you are one who is experiencing neighborhood mobbing, I'm not telling you not to record your surroundings. I'm not telling you to record the people. But I do not recommend that you post it online. I do not recommend that you post those videos online, because they will use them against you to make you look a certain way. They'll make you look paranoid and schizophrenic. Keep in mind, there's a war against mental health going on. Keep in mind that there's a war against mental health. And it's somewhat of a phenomenon. You do not want to get caught in a category that you cannot get out of. You don't want to get to the point where you cannot utilize your Second Amendment. You do not want to get to the point where you cannot utilize your Second Amendment. Why? Because if your name is on that list of having psychological problems, you will not be able to use it. And that's needed in these times. The right to bear arms, absolutely. And listen, in the times we living in, this should be real close to you all the time. Real close to you all the time. To protect your family. That's what it's for. Although they would like to demonize and criminalize us, it should be near you at all times. Now, for those who believe it's far-fetched, for those who have not done the research, right, on gang stalking, mobbing, I'm going to share a bit of information with you. I'm going to share a bit of information with you. I don't know how many of you all are familiar with COINTELPRO. Let's talk about COINTELPRO. Counterintelligence. It was a program started in 1956 all the way to 1971. Now that's the dates that Wikipedia give us. But I want you to check out some of the details in COINTELPRO. Right? Now, a covert and at times illegal project that was conducted by the United States Federal Bureau of Investigations, aimed at surveilling, infiltrating, discrediting, and disrupting American political organizations. Now, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. All of the American political organizations have already been controlled. They control all of them. I don't care if it's the NCAA. I don't care if it's it don't matter what it is. It can be the Southern Poverty Law Center. It could be any type of group organization dealing with civil rights. It could be LGBT. It could be feminism. They are all controlled structures. So originally, COINTELPRO was set up to surveil, infiltrate, and discredit and disrupt American political organizations. Now, let's go back to the definition of gang stalking. Gang stalking, an umbrella term describing a series of techniques utilized by groups to instill mental instability within a victim with the intent to discredit, sabotage. You hear that word discredit a lot. To discredit, sabotage, harass, extort, and even drive a victim to suicide. So now the times you're living in, all of the political structures have been toppled already. They've already been placed under control. From what years? From 1956 to 1971. They all been put under control. Even Black Lives Matter. And that's modern. So from the years to 1956 to 1971, the government was gaining control, discrediting or toppling every political organization. So now they have resorted to the general public that have a voice. That's what's happening now. So now they're aimed to discredit people outside of political organizations, people who are just citizens, people who are speaking truth, people who are outspoken, or people who are living morally sound. Because let's get into the nitty gritty. These weaponized people are used by Satan, Lucifer. So people in general, in order to be weaponized, they don't need to be a part of any of these organizations. They don't have to be infiltrated. They don't have to be a part of any of it when Satan is running wild in this world. When Satan is running wild in this world, they don't have to use organizations. A person do not have to join Freemasons to be an agent. And that's why that's what we're talking about in this video. We're talking about identifying agents, whether it be online agents, whether it be agents in your neighborhood, whether it be agents in your life, in your circle. We're going to get down to the nitty gritty. But first and foremost, if you in this live stream and you getting edification, you make sure you hit that thumbs up button because we want this video to spread. Because look, we go into the facts. We don't deal with rumors and innuendo. We go straight to the facts. So when we're talking about agents, you got to understand that an agent can be in your immediate circle. An agent can be a neighbor. An agent is simply a person who is an agent of chaos. They don't have to be a part of the Freemasons. You don't have to be an outspoken individual online. You just have to be a morally sound person who is different in culture. You're finding truth. You're outside of the social confines of these lies and these skewed lines of morality. You out here actually trying to become righteous. And you can have people around you who are agents of chaos. They don't have to be in any fraternal order. They don't have to be in any organization. But I want to talk about in this video identifying those people who are agents. Let's talk about it. Agents cause chaos. Agents, they discredit. They denounce. These are the ones that would make someone suicidal. These are the ones who try to pigeonhole you into a corner. These are agents. These are the jealous, the envious, the reviling of the tongue, the backbiting, the gossiping. Those are the agents. See, agents cause chaos, even online. People ask me all the time through my email. They say, Bree, how do you identify an online agent? An online agent, whether they're involved in any type of fraternal order or not, an agent is one who causes distraction, and chaos. One who causes distraction and chaos, because those are the two single-handed most powerful weapons the enemy, Satan, is using against the general public. So when you identify an agent, you're not just looking at someone who's been incited by COINTELPRO. They've already took over everywhere they wanted to take over. We got to stop thinking that these agencies are going to YouTubers, that they're meeting in secret buildings. Stop thinking that these agents are having all of these meetings behind your back in your neighborhood, and they're having neighborhood meetings about you and organizing and doing all of that. That's giving the enemy too much credit. It's more spiritual than that. They don't have to go through those links anymore because all of the political organizations have already been taken over. So if you just one person, the spirits are gearing towards you. See, the demons have already got everybody else, but you elect and you chosen ones, now they're turning their energy towards you. That's why you're being watched. That's why you're being gang stalked. That's why your property is being damaged. That's why these things are happening. Those are agents of chaos. T. Brantwave says, exactly. It's the demons attached to these people. Absolutely. And you can see them. Someone said they lure people away from my store. That's interesting. I'm guessing you're a store owner. Someone asks, are those agents on the mental health psychiatrist realm? Absolutely. That's a phenomenal point that you just brought out. Because we seem to trust everybody with a white coat on. And listen, their whole job is to make you psychologically distorted. So a lot of the times we're given diagnosis that we're forced to take, not even forced to take, we willingly accept their prescription pills that suppress our conscious and destroy us mentally. They actually drive you crazy. If you look at some of the side effects, a lot of the times these drugs give you what? Suicidal thoughts. They give you suicidal thoughts. And that's their ultimate goal. The ultimate goal of gang stalking is to make you commit suicide. That's the ultimate goal. Someone says, how do we stop it? You do not stop it. That's why the scriptures say, he who endures to the end, the same shall be saved. You endure. See, I said this once and I say this again. The Most High God has no peers. Therefore, he has no enemies. Satan is not the Most High's enemy. The Most High controls both sides of the spectrum. Satan is used against you to make sure that you are chastised, to make sure that you become like gold tried through a furnace. Satan is used for you to conquer. So it's not going to stop, because until the day we take our last breaths, the righteous are going to be persecuted on this earth. But there are ways that you can overcome this. And that's what we're speaking about. Ways to overcome gang stalking. Focus on the Most High God. Focus on yourself. Live it morally sound. Don't let them stop your shine. Don't let them stop you from living life. Because that's their goal. To discredit you. To wear you out mentally. If you keep on going, you're passing a test. And nothing can happen to you without the Most High God's say so. Remember, when it came down to it, when Job was attacked spiritually and losing all of his belongings and losing his family, Satan had to get permission from the Most High. He had to get permission from the Most High to be tested. So we got to stop putting so much credit on these government powers and understand what the true source is. Let's see. They're not showing me all of the comments. Let's see. Galaxy Walker says mental health is just a byword of those that created eugenics for people that can see the matrix. Absolutely. That's why we prescribe ADHD medicine in very early childhood development stages to try to dilute and suppress the conscious of the righteous. And these are the things that you got to face from birth. And I know a lot of people like to make gang stalking, targeted individuals, they like to speak on it as a fad. And that's some very dangerous type of stuff to be doing because, listen, that's part of us being discredited, not looking at pure concrete evidence and facts. Us recording videos, posting them online, it is dangerous. It is dangerous to operate that way. And I'm saying that as a warning to all brothers and sisters who are going through this. They want to do everything they can to make you seem like you're mentally unstable. Don't fall for the traps. And I'm going to tell you this now too. The same tool that you're using, to record gang stalkers is a bigger gang stalker than those people. Your cell phone. Your cell phone is always watching, especially you people who got iPhones. If you got an iPhone and you're undergoing gang stalking, I would get rid of that iPhone. That iPhone is way too evasive. It is a tracking device, and it has the fullest potentials of tracking and tracing an individual. Someone says, I don't know why I'm at right now feeling spiritually attacked. Put the full armor on. Put the full armor on and keep pushing forward. Someone says, is it dangerous to post dreams and visions? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But see, if you're walking and you're putting your phone on random people and you're putting your phone on cars and stuff like that, the powers that be will use that to make it seem like you're quote unquote paranoid schizophrenic. Now we're going to go into some fiber of the word, a little bit of meat and potatoes. And we're going to show that there's nothing new under the sun, that this has been going on for some time now. But before we do so, ladies and gentlemen, we have 493 in the building and we got 186 likes. Hit them thumbs up. And we're going to go into some fiber. Because we're going to show without a shot of a doubt that history has just been repeating itself. And we got 500 in the building now. All I ask is you all show y'all support for this work. We're going to the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2. And it reads, for the ungodly said, reasoning with themselves, but not aright. Our life is short and tedious, and in death there's no remedy. Neither has there been any man known to come from the grave. So what you're dealing with initially, and this is during Solomon's time, what you're dealing with initially is people who don't believe in an afterlife. What you're dealing with is people who are atheistic in their belief system. Or they take claim, or stake claim rather, to the Babylonian mystery school system. They don't believe in the afterlife. They don't believe it's consequences for the actions of them actually stalking you, watching you. They don't believe it's consequences. For we are born at all adventure, and we shall be hereafter, as though we had never been. For the breath is in our nostrils, it is smoke, and a little spark in the moving of our hearts. So they believe, look, you here, then you gone. Verse 3, which being extinguished, our body shall turn into ashes, and our spirit shall vanish into the soft air. And our name shall be forgotten in time, and no man shall have our works in remembrance. And our life shall pass away as the trace of a cloud, and shall be dispersed as a mist, that it is driven away with the beams of the sun and overcome with the heat thereof. Now, what y'all about to witness here is how your enemies think. What you're about to witness here is how your enemies plot, strategize, their thought process, the whole nine. This is some real fiber we about to get into. And it reads, verse 5. For our time is a shadow of things that passeth away, and our end there is no returning. It is fast sealed, so that no man cometh again. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine. Let us fill ourselves with costly wine and ointments, and let no flower of the spring pass us by. So what you're dealing with is greedy people. Organizations that are about greed. Not letting anything pass them by without them taking. Let us crown ourselves with rosebuds before they be withered. Let none of us go without his part of the voluptuous. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place. For this is our portion, and our lot is this. So what you have here is them putting up their statues everywhere, because that's all they feel like they got. All they feel like they got is their statues, their potions, their portion of the tokens. All they feel like is all they could do is plant their little symbols everywhere. And that's what they do. You see the Freemason symbol everywhere on everybody's license plate. Because look, they believe when they die, they don't have nothing else but their little tokens that they leave around the world. Their little symbols and ideologies. Right? Let me read that again. It says, let us now go without our part of the voluptuous. Let us leave tokens of our joyfulness in every place, for this is our portion, and our lot is this. Now peep this. We in Solomon chapter 2, verse 10. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the aged or widow, nor reverence the ancient grays of hair. So now you see how it's systematic. Let us oppress the poor righteous man. This is how they think. They got everything. They got the whole world. They got the greed. They got the statues. They got the Mason symbols. They got their little tokens of joyfulness all over the world. But they still saying, let us oppress the righteous. Let us oppress the poor. Now, COINTELPRO, let's go back for a second. COINTELPRO was stationed off in the hood. We talking about the Black Panthers. We talking about some people who just in the ghettos, in the streets, people who are nobody, people who are poor. They won't let them do anything. They said, let us oppress the poor righteous man. Now watch this. Verse 11. Let our strength be the law of justice. Let our strength be the law of justice. For that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. It says, let our strength be in the law. The laws that we pass. Let's make sure the laws we pass, we can oppress the righteous people. We can oppress the poor people. And they do it with every law that they pass. Whether it be a tax law, answer me this question. Why are the filthy rich not paying taxes? The filthy rich pay taxes. But the working class citizen, the working man, he has to pay taxes, get in trouble with his taxes. Because listen, the law of justice is designed to oppress the poor righteous. Verse 12. Now watch this. Here's the gang stalking program coming in. Let us lie in wait for the righteous. Let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not of our turn. And he is clean, contrary to all our doings. He upbraideth us with us offending the law. And he objecteth to our infamy the transgressings of our education. Wow. He said, look, let's lie in wait for the righteous. Let's keep our eyes on them. Let's lay in wait for them, because they talk about our education system. They say the things that we doing are wrong. They talk about the food we eat is wrong. They say it's unclean to eat pigs, shrimp, crab, lobster. They say it's unclean to live the way we decided to live. So let's wait on him. He says we offending the laws of God. See, you got God's laws and you got man's laws. This system you living in, they're not focused on God's laws anymore. So you got people lying and waiting for those people who are telling them about God's laws. Someone says they like seafood. Check this out. Anything without scales and fins, they eat the feces from the bottom of the sea. You like shrimp? Take some shrimp and put them in a dirty fish tank right now and watch them eat all the feces out of that fish tank in seconds. You like pig? Pigs will eat dead bodies. They will eat their own feces. So when we tell people, look, you're eating a scavenger, some people have an issue with that. Absolutely. It's like eating a big roach. Do you know that a lobster and a roach is in the same family? If you're going to be eating lobsters and crabs, you might as well eat roaches. I remember growing up, people used to sit there and eat the yellow stuff out of the crab. They used to eat the yellow stuff out of the crab. Do you know that you eating feces? The yellow stuff that's in a crab that people like to eat is feces. But anyway, let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worse. Therefore, let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not of our turn, and he is clean, contrary to our doings. He upbraideth us with offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy the transgression of the education system. We tell them that their education system is trash. We tell them that their education system is nonsense. It's no way that we came from apes when there's still apes walking around. There's no way that there was a big bang that took place, because you cannot get order out of chaos. You telling me that a star exploded and everything was intricately designed and everything fits perfectly? We don't believe it. He professeth to have knowledge of God, and he calleth himself the child of the Lord. See, they hate it when we profess to have knowledge coming from above, when we connect it to the Heavenly Father. It says they calleth themselves the child of the Lord. We are the children of the Lord. We rather serve God's laws than man's laws. We want to do what the Most High wants us to do. We kneel before a higher power. So we are children of the Lord. Verse 14. He was made to reprove our thoughts. See? These people, they already know what you were created for. Without you targeted individuals out there, without you being the last voice, there will be total darkness in this earth. Thank you for the donation, family. There will be total darkness in this earth. See, you were made to change the minds of the people. You were made to reprove how they think. See, ladies and gentlemen, people don't like you bothering their everyday life. People don't like you telling them right from wrong, because that affects them how they move. People rather be in total darkness. And this is how people end up turning their energy towards you. Once you tell the truth, Pandora's box is open. Once you tell the truth, you have opened Pandora's box, and it becomes a big red target right on your back. Straight up. He was made to reprove our thoughts. Thank you for the donation, family. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. He is grievous unto us, even to behold. For his life is not like other men's. His ways are another fashion. It says he's grievous unto us to behold. It's hard for them to watch us because our ways are not like other people's. Our ways are of another fashion. So here you have it. Somewhat, they're infatuated with us. A lot of people who are gang stalked, they secretly admire you. They secretly admire you because you're not quite like everybody else. You're peculiar. You're peculiar in your ways. You move a little bit different. Everybody else talking about this and that. You talking about this. You move in a whole nother opposite direction. Now watch this. We are esteemed to him as counterfeit. So we saying they fake. We are esteemed to him as counterfeit. Thank you, family, for the donation. Highly appreciate it. We are esteemed for him as counterfeit. He abstaineth from our ways as from filthiness. He pronounceth the end of the just to be blessed, and maketh his boast that God is his Father. It says we esteem him as counterfeits, and they are counterfeits. They're not chosen. They're workers of iniquity. They're workers of Satan. He abstained from our ways as from filthiness. We abstain from their ways. We don't deal with their filthiness, their wickedness. What they deem to be acceptable in society. We don't get down with it. We're different. He pronounced the end of the just to be blessed. In the end, we will be blessed. In the end, we will be blessed. So we profess that. And we make of a boast that God is our Father. The Most High is our Father. You got God's laws, man's laws. Now watch this. Here's the gang stalkers. Here's the agencies. Here's the devils in your immediate circle. Reading these verses in Solomon chapter 2, you're going to understand the thought process of them all. Let us see if his words be true. This is how they think. Verse 17. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen to him at the end. So they've been watching you. Now they want to prove that everything we say about being God's children, about everything ending positive, now they want to see, let's see if his words be true. That's how wicked these people are. Let us see if his words be true, and let us prove what shall happen in the end of him. For is it just? For if the just man be the son of God, he will help him and deliver him from the hands of his enemies. So they said, look, if they really are the children of God, then the Most High God will stop us from doing what we want to do to them, right? This is how wicked they are, and this is how they think. Now watch this. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture, that we may know his meekness and prove his patience. Let us examine him so we can know how meek and how patient he is. So they're trying to get you psychologically distorted. They want to test your patience. They want to see how you deal with the pressure. So when you go outside of your door, you see trash scattered all over the place. When they keying your car, when they watching you from across the street, when they following you, when they flattening your tires, putting nails in your tires, they're testing your patience. This is why it's important to keep yourself mentally strong. Know who your source is. Know who your source is. Now watch this. Let us examine him with despitefulness and torture. So they're watching you, but it's all in spite. And they're doing things that torture an individual. Because listen, it's torture when you're being watched constantly. When you can't go out in the public without being followed, without being harassed. That is torture. They're watching you with despitefulness. Let us condemn him with a shameful death. For by his word saying he shall be respected. When you see people get followed home and shot, that's a shameful death, to be shot execution style. I like to refer to Trayvon Martin. He was followed and then executed. That's the thought process of George Zimmerman. And that's just an example. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate it. Let me read your comment. Thank you. You are a blessing, the spirit of chaos. You are a blessing, the spirit of chaos. I couldn't get the right name of these demons attached to my neighbors. I'm about to destroy them in the spirit now. Absolutely. And that's how you deal with your battles. You deal with them spiritually. You can't go wrong dealing with it spiritually. Absolutely. Trayvon Martin. Now, when you do your research on Trayvon Martin's family, his mother and father were Freemasons. His mother and father were Freemasons. So Trayvon Martin allegedly was a sacrifice for the Masons. Allegedly. But the point I was trying to make, the example that I was trying to make, was the fact that that's how they think. They follow you and put you to a shameful death because they are literally trying to watch you with torture, despitefulness. They want to prove your patience. The minute you flip and lose it, things can happen. Things can happen. But at the end of all this, they're going to lose. Thank you for the donation, family. Appreciate it. At the end of all this, they're going to lose. And let's prove it. Let's go back to the scriptures. We in the wisdom of Solomon. We in Solomon chapter 2. And it reads, such things they did imagine. This is verse 21. Such things they did imagine and were deceived, for their wickedness had blinded them. They imagined it to work out this way, but their wickedness had blinded them. As for the mysteries of the Most High, they knew them not, neither hoped that for the wages of righteousness, nor discerned a reward for blameless souls. For the Most High God created man to be immortal and made him in the image of his own eternity. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil, death came into the world, and they that hold on his side do find it. See, they were wrong in their initial thought process. A lot of gang stalkers are atheists. And their initial thought process is they didn't never picture an afterlife. They never pictured an afterlife. The righteous know that there's an afterlife. We can see it. We can feel it. We know that the spiritual realm is real. And we find eternal life. But all these devils, gang stalkers, agents being those who work chaos and iniquity, the he say, the she say, the backbiting, the gossip, the liars, the swindlers, the scam artists. They're going to find out when it's too late. And I'm going to say this now. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of all knowledge. The fear of the Most High is the beginning of all knowledge. For y'all who don't have no fear, don't think there's no consequences, that there's no other side to the coin, you're going to soon find out. And when you find out, there ain't going to be no rescue squad. Your family's not coming to get you. No one's coming to get you. Oh, yeah. No one's coming. When that hellfire comes, Nobody's going to be able to rescue you. Nobody's going to be able to vouch for you. I don't care how many connections you got in the streets. I don't care how many connections you got online. I don't care what organization you are part of. I don't care how rich you are. The Most High God is no respecter of men. So that's what it is. All knees shall bow, absolutely. I just wanted to come through with this live stream, and we got 681 in the building. That's what's up. Y'all take this as an opportunity to do some Q&A. I'll take three questions because I'm only going to take a few questions this evening because tomorrow I'm going on Inside the Nation, and we're going to open the lines up, and we're going to talk live and direct. It's going to be plenty of time to have conversation. What do you think about tattoos? I've actually answered that question on my last live. So I'm going to save that one. I want you to go back and do your research. I'll answer it briefly. I'll give y'all four questions. Tattoos are portals. If you have tattoos, I will ask for repentance or get them removed if you can. We were commanded not to inctify our bodies in that way. What's the next Enigma Files upload? You're going to get one this weekend. The next, I'm gonna keep the next upload a surprise, but you're gonna get it this weekend. All right. I've been real busy with work and everything like that, but it's coming. When is the album coming? The album is coming in 2020. The album is coming in 2020. I want to make sure I put out a phenomenal project for y'all, but it's gonna be dropped exclusively on SoundCloud. When it drop, I will leave a link in my community board to my SoundCloud. Why is the devil more prominent in 2020? The devil is more prominent in 2020 because the time is running out. Satan is running out of time. So he's trying to heap as many souls as he possibly can. So he's using as many tactics as he can use. We got one more question. Shalom Benjamin says he calling in tomorrow. Call in tomorrow, y'all, because the Q&A is going to be lit tomorrow. I mean, live and direct. We're going to be on it. Bree, can you explain how demons are cowards? Well, demons are cowards because they've been relegated to a lower state. They initially started off as giants in this earth, and that can mean one or two things. They could have been highly revered people, or the seeds of Nephilim, so to speak. But the reason why they're such cowards is because we have more power than them, and we can cast them out. And they're constantly looking for a place to live. Demons are like people who need shelter. You understand? They need people to inhabit to survive. So when they're dealing with people who can cast them out, or people who they're fearful of, then they have to move like cowards. That's why they made all these horror movies. These horror movies was designed to make you more afraid of a demon than that demon of you. They're actually powerless. If you know who you are and you know who the Most High is, you can get rid of them demons. That's not an issue. So you don't fear no evil. Absolutely. They hold no power. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm hoping that y'all got a very edifying lesson in this live stream. It's always a pleasure to build with y'all because y'all are like-minded people. And tomorrow, Inside the Nation, if you are not subscribed to Inside the Nation, you need to get over there and subscribe because that's where it's going to be streamed at. I'm going to upload it on my channel after it's streamed. But you want to get on over there. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. We're going to be digging deep into what's hidden in plain sight. The topic is pretty much about why things are being hidden in plain sight. And we're going to go into more details regarding gang stalking, targeted individuals. We're going to go into details about a lot of things on that live. And then we're going to open the lines up for Q&A. All right. But I'm looking forward to seeing y'all there. Hopefully this video was edifying. If it was, y'all mash that thumbs up one more time so we can make sure it's promoted And make sure y'all share this video. I'd like to thank y'all. With that being said, shalom and peace.